Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. The show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. LightPath Technologies, a NASDAQ-listed company, provides innovative optical components and assemblies. The company recently announced a deal with Lockheed Martin, which could be a game changer. And with me is the CEO, Sam Rubin. Welcome, Sam, and let's hear about this Lockheed Martin project. Sounds like could be the biggest opportunity that LightPath has had. Explain what it is and why is it so meaningful?
Absolutely. Thank you, Jane. Appreciate the time and being here. This project is transformative for the company in more ways than one. I mean, first of all, strategically, 4 years ago when I joined, we set a new course of becoming more vertically integrated solutions providers. So going from selling lenses for $5, $10, $50 to selling assemblies and selling cameras for thousands of dollars, right? And that's very transformative to the company. Of course, 4 years ago, it was just a vision. This project with Lockheed Martin, in which we're developing a camera that goes into a next generation missile, is exactly the kind of projects we were dreaming of 4 years ago when we set this strategy. So now LightPath is designing, and soon to be producing a camera system to go into a missile that's going to sell for about $5,000 to $10,000 per missile. With 10,000 missiles a year expected in production, we're talking about $50 to $100 million of revenue, which makes it why it is so transformative to us. Not only is this really our new strategy and where we want to go, products for thousands of dollars instead of tens of dollars, it is also for a company currently doing $35 million in revenue a year. Adding another $50 to $100 million is transformative. This is doubling, quadrupling the size of the company. Now, this project is a very fast track project simply because the Army is running out of Stinger missiles and needs new missiles. And so what usually might take 4 to 5 years is being condensed into 2 to 3 years of development. We recently finished the first year of development and hit a major milestone of achieving flight worthiness criteria for our cameras, meaning we are now working on building and shipping cameras that are actually going to go into the first missiles. They're actually going to fly out. So we did all of that in a year, something that usually would take 2 to 3 years to achieve. This is a development project, is a $7.5 million project by itself that already we got $4.5 million of and more to come in the next phase. But really the big deal is going to be about a year from today, September 2025, when they start actually doing a shoot-off between Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, at which point the Army might already choose a winner. If the Army chooses Lockheed Martin as a winner, we are the sole source of this camera system. We're talking about an initial order of possibly 11,000 missiles with, again, $5,000 to $10,000 per missile. So we're talking about a year from now, potentially getting the first order that could be $55 to $110 million for the first order. And again, for a company today doing $35 million. Yeah. True transformation.
No, absolutely. And a chance to prove your concept and perhaps lead to other businesses as well. So congratulations on that. Now, I understand you have 3 pillars of growth. So you've got, projects like the Lockheed Martin. What are some other areas you're looking?
Yeah, definitely. So with the transformation, with the shift in strategy from the components, lenses, all the way to assemblies and cameras, come a whole new slew of opportunities. And that really generates for us, if you would, 3 drivers of growth that are completely independent from one another. One of them is doing cameras and projects like the Lockheed Martin. A second one is the automotive. The NHTSA and the Department of Transportation, Institute of Highway Safety, announced a mandatory rule requiring all new cars starting in 2029 to have automatic emergency braking systems that can identify a pedestrian in pitch dark conditions.
Hmm.
The only way to achieve it is thermal imaging. We've been working on this for over 3 years now. We are already qualified by one of the largest car companies out of Detroit. So our optical assemblies are already qualified to go into automotive. We're talking about tens of millions of cars a year that will hit the road starting 2029 with a thermal camera in them for detecting pedestrians.
Mm.
Our unit price per car is between $20 to $50. So again, this is almost the opposite of the Lockheed Martin in terms of how we reach it, but we reach the same number of revenues. So with $20 to $50 per vehicle and millions of vehicles hitting the road, we're looking at, for us, potentially north of $50 million a year in revenue from this part alone, from the automotive. And go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask if LightPath would play a role in self-driving vehicles, because it seems like that thermal technology would be something that could be used in the
Definitely
robo-taxis.
same. Yeah, definitely the same technology eventually is going to make it into self-driving.
Mhm.
Currently, we're looking at lower layers. We're looking at just driver assistant. I think it's a much more achievable goal in the near term. It's much easier to integrate another camera into the car, just like we have a backup camera and a parking camera. So adding one more camera into the car is much, much easier than adding a whole layer of self-driving and everything that goes with that.
Yeah.
But just going back to your question about the pillars of growth, the third one is the defense business, and specifically, we own exclusively a material that replaces germanium. And germanium is a key material, key critical mineral coming out of China that China is limiting the export of, and the US heavily depends on China for that. We make an alternative for it, produced here in Orlando. It is already being qualified by DoD. It's a critical aspect in what is today hundreds of millions of dollars of materials that are being imported from China every year.
Hmm. And what is that? Is it a rare earth mineral, I guess, is what it would be. What is that
It's a
for?
critical mineral, so
Okay.
not as rare as a rare earth mineral, but it is one where China controls 67% of the world supply of that. The rest of the supply comes from Russia, even worse, if you would, in terms of supply chain issues. It goes into hundreds of millions of dollars of infrared imaging, night vision imaging, semiconductor, fiber optic, you name it. The US depends on it for so many technologies.
Mm.
We cannot solve all the problems. We're solving the problem for optics, which is 25% of the consumption. It's estimated that the US imports as much as $600 million a year of germanium. So
Okay.
possibly as much as $150 million only for optics,
Yeah.
where we have the exclusive solution for that.
Now, it sounds like you had some really big ideas a few years ago, and they're starting to come to fruition. So,
Exactly.
what do you look forward to, let's say, in 2025, some of these projects being able to
Yeah.
sell? So, what's your strategy next year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a very satisfying time right now. All the hard work of the team for the last 4 years is now resulting in real deliverables and in real revenue. We expect in 2025 to see a massive growth in our camera revenue. Today, the new revenue of where we're going in terms of solutions is already 20 to 30%. We expect it to become, in the next few years, a dominant part. In 2 to 3 years, it should be 70% of our revenue. Later in 2025, we expect to hit the next milestone with the Lockheed Martin project, which would bring the next follow-up order for that. We have a new project in the works, the Apache project, which is another airborne system, also possibly tens of millions of dollars of revenue. So we're starting to see some big chunks of opportunities coming through, and we expect to be able to share that with our shareholders and stakeholders in coming months.
Okay, well, I look forward to getting updates and interviews with you as some of these projects come online next year. So,
Same here. Thank
Sam,
you.
thank you so much for the update. Appreciate it, and congratulations on your success.
Excellent. Thank you, Jade.
Thanks.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. PetVivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Game Changers. I'm Anna Berry, and today we're speaking with Joe Davey, the CEO of Banzai International, trading on the NASDAQ under the symbol BNZI. And they're changing the game in marketing technology. Welcome back, Joe.
Hey, thanks, Anna.
All right. So you recently announced a debt restructuring. So tell us about that and why it's so significant.
Well, Anna, at the end of last quarter, we had just shy of $32 million in total liabilities on our balance sheet. That's, really, was unsustainable for a company of our size. And so what we've done over the last couple of months is we've been working with creditors on a plan to restructure that. And we've reached a plan with those creditors that we announced today. In total, we're restructuring about $24.8 million worth of those liabilities. So it's a major improvement to our balance sheet, and in our view, really sets the company up for long-term success. Gets us out from under that. In combination with the Cantor Fitzgerald amendment that we completed back in December. This is a $28.8 million kind of total restructuring package that we put together since going public. So we think it's a major coup. We think it's going to be really great for our shareholders, and we're really excited about it.
Fantastic. And how do you expect it to impact your overall financial health, short-term and long-term?
It's a great question. First thing is, it will eliminate up to about $1.9 million of annual interest expense. So that's going to be a major improvement that we'll realize over the next couple of quarters as that shakes out. And then, really, it takes just a huge amount of cash pressure off the company. So really frees us up to invest more in new product development, invest more in growth, which is really what a company should be doing, especially one at our stage. So I think it's going to be very positive for the long-term prospects of the company.
Well, congratulations on that great update. And you're in the right time, in the right business. You're changing the game with marketing technology. It's always good to have you on Game Changers, Joe.
Great to see you, Anna.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
Your data is vulnerable to cyber attacks. Introducing Sekur, Swiss-hosted solutions. Secure Mail, Secure Messenger, and Secure VPN, protecting your communications, internet traffic, and identity. Regain your privacy today. Visit Sekur.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Berry, and welcome to Game Changers, this show where we spotlight visionary leaders who are redefining their industry and shaping the future. Today, we have a very special guest at the forefront of innovation in the healthcare technology sector. We have Michael Friedman, CEO and President of Innovative MedTech. Happy to have you on the show today, Michael. Welcome.
Thanks, Anna. I'm glad to be here.
All right. So MedTech Inc., it trades under the symbol IMTH. Tell us about it.
So Innovative MedTech is a service and technology company with two distinct divisions. We have an adult daycare division and a medical technology and devices division. Sekur, which is our adult daycare company, we acquired in 2021. We're a franchise model. We're in 13 different states. We have 1 corporate locations and 26 franchise locations. Now, this is really necessary because a lot of people can't afford nursing homes, and we provide so they can drop their parent off if they live with them. And, we take care of them between the hours of basically 6 and 6. And we offer, exercise, nursing care, salon. We have special dietary menus, social activities. So we're keeping them engaged, which is very important for that demographic.
So how are you keeping them engaged? I know that's so important.
Yeah, no. So like I said, these activities that we're doing, we keep them, active, and we keep their mind active and then physically active, which, is needed at that age. And this industry, right, is critical for an aging population. It's roughly $8 billion in 2020, and globally, this is a $900+ billion market by 2025.
Yeah, what a market it is. So much is happening in that boomer generation. They need our love and our care and our attention. Absolutely. Now, talk a little bit about some recent activities that you and your team are excited about.
Sure. Well, for our medical and the devices division, we've actually recently licensed 2 different products. One is a vein detection product, which, helps medical centers find veins, because there are 40 million medical vein procedures every single day throughout the globe, right? And 20% of these, so over 8 million, the first attempts fail. And we've all had that. You need to draw blood. And, if they miss that vein the first time, sometimes I know people who have had eight pricks it takes before they can draw blood. And it's painful, it's costly. And, with our vein visualization device, you can see that vein and really can reduce the rate up to, 90%. So that first prick works 92% of the time. What
else do you have out there?
So, one more product that we're also very excited about that we just recently licensed is for a problem that really I have just learned about, and I don't think a lot of people know. It's called oral thrush. So for people who have cancer or are going through chemo, there's this fungus or yeast that grows in the mouth called oral candidiasis, and it can be very painful, making it hard to swallow. Well, the current remedy for that is taking a pill 5 times a day for 2 weeks. But when you can't swallow, that makes it really hard to take the medication. So, we've licensed this gel technology that you can put on the mouth, so you're not swallowing, and it can take that recovery time. You can decrease it, and instead of taking it 5 times a day, you only put the gel on 2 or 3 times a day.
Those are some great products. So talk a little bit about the future. What's in the pipeline for innovative MedTech, including what our investors and our viewers should be looking out for?
Yeah, no, thanks for asking that. We're really putting together a robust growth strategy, focusing on 3 key areas for us, right? Product innovation, strategic partnerships, and market expansion. So for market expansion, right, commercialization, first, we are aggressively expanding and taking the products that I mentioned and Sekur and really working on growing those. Second, forming strategic alliances with leading healthcare technology companies, so we can also scale rapidly and enter new markets. Decreasing our risk is another focus. And lastly, innovation, right? We're committed to continually innovating, where we see new exciting products in the pipeline to address additional needs in the market. So between that, focusing on this diversified revenue stream, combined with our focus on scalability, we think that we're going to be able to give a great ROI for our shareholders.
Well, there you have it, the growing healthcare technology sector that you guys are definitely changing the game for. Thank you so much for joining us on Game Changers. Michael with Innovative MedTech. Thanks for joining us.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
The planet is facing trouble with issues like carbon loss, dead soils, overuse of fertilizer and pesticides. Sustainable Green Team is doing something about that. So with me to explain more, CEO Tony Rayner. Great to have you back here at the NASDAQ.
Good morning.
So let's talk about this pressure getting this new partnership with Jimmy Houston Outdoors.
Yeah, we're really excited. Jimmy has been an iconic TV outdoor enthusiast for over 47 years. He really cares about the health of our planet, and just he's loved by Americans, and is really big into the outdoors. Yeah, I figured, one of the things is a lot of people don't really know what we're up to, and and the amount of content that is going to be created, and a lot of information it's going to be like a download for what you're doing here on this ranch, and the amount of content that's going to come out. It's going to inspire people to want to do better.
Well, absolutely. We've got several different projects we got going here. We did about 4 or 5 different things yesterday. We'll be doing some things tomorrow. We'll be doing more as time goes by. We've got some of our food plots. We've got, like I told you, I don't know exactly, but probably in the neighborhood of about 100 acres of food plots. That's a lot of food plots. That's where we plant seed in the fall, sometimes in the spring as well, and we're growing. We're growing a food plot. But yeah, we've got a lot of things we will be doing in addition to the things we've done. We'll do some stuff continually, and then we're going to be watching it happen. Be watching it happen on our social media, some of your social media, Chad's social media. We can do and share and stuff. And we're going to really be seeing what the products that the Sustainable Green Team is creating, how that works real time, real life. And with this, what we're doing here with the Sustainable Green Team, we're putting it back more to the way God created it. The earth can at one time, perhaps again, become a Garden of Eden. The whole world can become a Garden of Eden.
Making one with nature.
It's exciting to me. I mean,
it is.
I'm an excitable person. You can tell that by just hanging out with me for a few days. But I get excited about hunting stuff, fishing stuff, equipment, lures, a new lake, all kinds of stuff. A new way to make fish larger, and a new mix of a Florida fish and a northern fish, or all those kind of things that have come around. But I think that in all of what I've done in the outdoors, and what I've done with the passion I have for the outdoors and hunting and fishing, this is like the most exciting thing of all, but when you're actually doing something that helps the water, helps the woods, helps the grass, helps the soil, helps the air, and that's what you're doing.
Tune in next week for part 2. We will have more conversations with Jimmy Houston, America's favorite fisherman. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on these social media platforms. Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
Your data is vulnerable to hackers, with email being the cause of 91% of all cyber attacks. Introducing Sekur, Swiss-hosted, data-mine-free, private and secure solutions to protect your communications. Secure Mail offers secure and private email communication. Secure Messenger offers private and secure chats. Secure VPN encrypts your internet traffic and protects your digital identity. Regain your privacy today. Visit Sekur at sekur.com.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to your Secure Privacy and Security segment. I'm Anna Berry, along with Alain Guillay, CEO of Sekur. Well, in recent news that it's reached globally, I'm sure it's been bombarded all over our news sources. Former President Donald Trump campaign confirmed they have been hacked. Now, this raises significant concerns about the security of political campaigns, but also the impact on everyday people like you and myself. So, Alain, break it down. What exactly happened? And what steps should political campaigns take to safeguard their internal communications so this doesn't happen in the future?
So what happened is the entire email, the file, and everything was taken. And then they were able to do email phishing, which is basically what we always discuss. And that's why, we always say that we have this countermeasure for it. This happens to businesses too. And now it has reached a very heightened level at the political arena. And we're talking to the very top. And there's definitely motives, whoever did it, whatever the political article talks about. I recommend people to go look at it. At the end of the day, somebody has a motive, whether it's a state, a government, or a hacker. and we should try to reduce those risks. I would recommend any business to try it because you're all under attack. The US is obviously a prime target now. And obviously, if anybody from any of these campaigns is listening and watching us, I'd recommend to contact us at Sekur, obviously.
Well, yes, I certainly hope the Trump campaign can find out about your company to safeguard their privacy in the future. It might not be the last time for them, but this is a great way to prevent it. Now, if someone's interested in your services, what do they do? And I know there's a promo code for them today.
Yeah, so if you're a business or a consumer of any kind, you go to sekur.com, sekur.com, put promo code privacy, and you get 15% off for the next 5 years. If anybody, a large organization or a campaign, for example, wants to contact us, email us at connect@sekur.com, and we can assess the size of your organization and what kind of tools to provide you, or you go straight to our website and buy an enterprise account, which is minimum 5 users.
Well, there you have it. Privacy has arrived with Sekur. Thank you so much for this time, Alain.
Thanks, Sana, and everybody be very careful out there.
Absolutely. Thank you all for watching.